Hi all, and welcome to the Drunkard's Path. Wow, summer is just flying by and it has been steaming hot here this whole summer, I swear. My hair is it's just a frizzy flyaway mess, but you gotta roll with it, right? Anyway, it's been a few weeks since we had a video and it's about time we put one out. So I want to start by, of course, with our giveaways. And our first giveaway, the 4 fat quarters that were mentioned in the last video where people left a comment. This time, Quilts by Becky. If you could please get a hold of us, send us an email to support@drunkardspath.com and we will get back to you. And if you could just leave your address where we can physically mail this to, or if you're in town, maybe you can come pick it up. We'll work out those details. The next giveaway, we have another one of these fruit cocktail charm packs. So if you want to win this, you can leave a comment, hit like, and share the video if you feel like there's something substantive in this video that you can share with your friends. So leave a nice comment and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate that. We are just a few more subscribers away from 500. So yay for us. So thank you to everybody that is out there watching and giving us kudos and subscribing. Also, this is the Fat Quarter Bundle that anybody that makes a purchase from, well, I think we started about a month or so ago, and it goes all the way to the end of October. Your name goes into our draw to win this Fat Quarter Bundle, which is Layla Boutique's The Christmas Fabric. So good luck to everybody out there. Just a note for everybody out there that we're going to go on a small holiday from August 22nd to the 25th. So those days, including those days, we will not be shipping out anything or doing any order. I mean, you can make an order, but we will get to it as soon as we get home and we'll get it out straight away. On a personal note, this weekend we're going to have a little party at our place. It's my husband and I. We are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary, so we're pretty excited about that. We're trying to get things ready for that party tomorrow. Hopefully the rain can hold off, but if not, then we go to plan B. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing family and friends and having our little celebration. Here is a snack mat that I'm going to show a tutorial at the end of this video, so please stick around and watch that. It's really simple to make. We will have several kits in several different collections. If you want to buy a kit, they will have enough fabric for 2 of these mats, and they have the little pocket for your cutlery on the side. So they're just a smaller placemat, but they're just cute for maybe kids, or if you just want to have your own little snack while you're sewing in your sewing room. This one is perfect for that. We don't really have anything new into the shop yet, but I just put an order in so that I will show you on next video what we have. But I just wanted to mention that Susan Aki has put out a book that's similar to this one. It's called Summer Memories, but the one that I ordered is called Halloween Memories, and it's very, very similar it has quilt patterns in it, as well as cross-stitch patterns in the back. So Susan Aki does really, really cute cross-stitch patterns as well as her quilt patterns. So look for that on our next video, and it'll be up on our website by then anyway. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think I've been waiting for months for that one to come out, and I think I missed the first go around when I was ordering it because they didn't have any, and then I saw it the other day, so I just said nope. I grabbed a few of them, so I am really, really looking forward to doing something out of that new Halloween Memories book. Okay, what I have been working on. Oh my. Well, in between taking care of my granddaughter now, I watch her on a part-time basis. We're trying to get a routine going, but on the days that I don't have her, I am in my sewing room sewing, or doing some cross-stitch, something to be able to inspire everybody that, sometimes you just need to see somebody else's work and say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to try that. So that is our main goal here, is to inspire people to, test yourself test your skill level and see what you can do, and we'll try and point you to as many free sew-alongs that we can, and I try to get on those as well. So and it does help me with my sewing skills as well each time I do one. So I have completed the August block for Sherry McConnell's sew-along that she has. She puts this out on the first Monday of every month, and this is the latest one that I'm doing. It's a 16.5-inch block, and I think there's an 8.5-inch block, so you can choose the larger or the smaller size. So, and at the end in December, because this started in January, and you can still get all of the patterns on the Quilting Life blog. They're all for free, and as soon as the year is over, she does take them down, so it's best to take advantage of this now. So on the 12th month, in December, she will show the actual finish that she has planned for her quilt along. Next, I want to show you something that I made just for fun, and because I take my granddaughter out in her stroller, and some mornings are kind of cool. So, and she has shorts on and stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna make her a little quilt for the stroller. And what I mean by that is that I don't want it long enough where if I'm pushing the stroller, it's gonna get caught in the wheels. So I just took a bunch of scraps from my scrap bin, and I just sewed them all together. So it's all like a mishmash sort of thing, but this is what I came up with. It's not that big, but it's just the perfect size to use on her stroller. In the back, again, it's just all pieced. And these go together, of course, super, super fast. There's no rhyme or reason to them. You just grab some scraps, sew them together, square them up, grab some more, and you'll be amazed at how quickly that some of those scrap bins will go down. So, and I also wanted to say, if you wanted to do a scrappy quilt, and I mean just scrappy with no set pattern, just grab some scraps, sew them together, cut out 10.5-inch squares, get maybe a corresponding cone of solid, cut out a bunch of 10.5 squares of a cone of solid, and you can have like you can trim your scrap square down to 10.5, and then you can alternate between your scrappy 10.5 square and a cone of solid. And that is probably one of the fastest quilts you are ever going to make. And I tell you, it looks so pretty to have something like that. It was so simple, and it looks really sort of vintagey, because I think back in the day, you know, women probably just took those scraps and just, you know, made whatever. And I'm sure they didn't put it out for their guests or anything, but just to have, you know, somebody felt kind of cold in the winter or outside or something, they just grabbed one of these really kind of funky, scrappy quilts. I have a couple of quilt tops that I want to show you that I just finished, and this first one is from the Liberty Box from Fat Quarter Shop. In it, they gave you a panel and some, I think it was 5 fat quarters and the pattern, and this is the finished quilt. You can see that the smaller squares at the top, that came from the fat quarters. And then I'm going to just kind of bring this up so you can see the panel. And then on the side is kind of like bordered by some more of those smaller squares. And at the bottom is the same as the top piece, but it's a good size quilt. And they went together very, very quickly. And you can see how summery it looks, very fresh looking. So I'll be taking this one to the quilters shortly. This quilt top that I finished, I am so happy it's done. This is the Socialites one that I've been working on for, I'm going to say, well, over a year. I think when we first opened the shop, I started doing this one. And that was the one with the 24 different squares. And these are 6.5-inch blocks. And each one was done by a different designer. And I went through each time I did one, I showed on the video. So now I didn't do their finish, how they had it. This is through Fat Quarter Shop. This is the Socialites 2. I did it my own way because I had a lot of leftover fabric from my Fat Quarter bundle. I made 6.5-inch 4 patches for the alternate block I have one of the ones by the designers and an alternate block. So this is my take on the Socialites too. And this one really helped with my my skills, my quilting skills, I guess. So this is the finished quilt. And I'm just gonna roll it up so you can see all the really nice quilt blocks that the designers made. And this is my take on it. And I used Kim Deal fabrics for the whole thing. Let me see. Even the borders. So this is what it looks like, and I am so super happy with this one. And when I take it to the quilters, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for, but I know it's gonna come out really pretty in the end. There's just so many beautiful colors throughout it, and I like that look. I like that old look of this fat quarter bundle that I had. So I am very happy to have that one done. The last quilt that I have here is one that I showed last time as a flimsy, and now I had it quilted. Wendy Doran quilted this for me, and I asked if she could do a Baptist fan on this one. So this is the fully finished project. So this is what this one looks like. Probably have it upside down, but it doesn't matter. This one is from the Riley Blake So Long 2023, and I did 12. I think there were 16 blocks altogether, and I just roll it down so you can see the bottom. Here we go. And that one's another finish, so I marked that off in my project book. I took a little photo of it. I wrote down all the particulars of this quilt, and I have that is now kind of in my quilting journal as done. Thank goodness. I'm only going to show you a couple of fully finished cross stitch pieces that I have, because I'm going to actually make another floss tube video, because I've been working on quite a few projects this last month, and I will have that one up fairly shortly. But this is what I have. This one was from the Fat Quarter Shop. It was a free a stitch along that they had. I showed the finished cross stitch, and now I ordered this frame, and I framed it just a little while ago, because I ordered this frame yesterday and it came today from Amazon. But it has, like, it's white, but it's got that distressed look on it, and it's a square, because this piece actually ended up being square. So this one is completely done and ready to be displayed. Okay, the last one I have to show you is just one that I saw. I don't even remember where I saw it, but I picked up a couple months ago, and it was really cute. And on it, this is the fully finished piece. It says, "I have a kitchen because it came with the house." Now, I do cook, but I just thought that was really kind of funny. So what I did was, when I finished the cross stitch, I put it on some cardstock, but I put some batting underneath of this, and then I mounted it on a little bit bigger piece of cardstock with I put fabric, like a matching fabric underneath it, just a cone of solid. And I ordered this 5x7 frame, and it fit in there just perfect. But I didn't, I mean, obviously I couldn't have the glass because it's too thick, but I like that look without the glass. So it kind of gives a little bit of a 3D look. This is a fully finished, and it's ready to be displayed as well. And now here's the tutorial on how to make this snack mat with a pocket. Here are the materials that you're going to need to make this snack mat. We're going to use this economy foundation paper. Now, if you buy the kit, you will have enough sheets, and they look like this, to make 2. So I'm going to show you step by step with the paper and the fabric. You're going to need 2 3.5-inch squares of the light. And this collection that we're using is called Kitty Loves Candy, and we have this collection. Okay, so 2 3.5-inch squares, 2 6.5 by 2.5, 2 2.5 by 10.5, and of the dark we have 1 4-inch square, 2 4.5-inch squares, 2 3.5 by 10.5, and we have the backing, which the snack mat itself will be 13.5 by 10.5, so you need a big enough piece of backing, and 2 strips width of fabric of 2.5-inch wide strips of for the binding. So I think I've got them all here, and I use this glue just to hold down my first piece of fabric on my foundation paper. It is for fabric, and it will not affect the piece at all. It comes right off. And I also use this add a quarter ruler when I do foundation papers. It just makes things a lot easier. And just your regular sewing notions, iron, sewing machine, rulers. So let's get started. So it says first we need to cut these on the diagonal, the 3.5-inch squares. So let's do that. Put that there. And corner to corner. There, and the one in the center does not get cut. And these larger ones, the 4.5-inch, they also get cut on the diagonal. So, might as well do that first. So with foundation papers, it's just like go by number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up. And this is the side you sew on. This is the side the fabric goes on. Just remember, numbers, where I sew, where I can see it, because I'm going to sew on these lines. And this is where our fabric goes. So before I get started, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to just put it straight on the line and make a crease. And I'm going to do that all the way around. This will make our first piece easier to lay, because you can't see the lines unless you hold up to a window or you have a light box or something. So here we go. So we're going to take our first piece, the dark one, and what I do is just put just a little bit of the glue to hold it. That's it. That's all we need that for. We're going to face it up. Okay, like that. And so we're going to go 2, 3. So what we're going to do is going to take our ruler and trim up so there's a 1/4 inch hanging over. Okay, for 2 and for 3. And then we're going to grab our first pieces right here, and we're going to go face down. We're going to center that. You can pretty much eyeball it. I just put a little pin. This is my personal preference. Right through the paper, but I do it closer to the middle, not down here, so I know I'm not going to sew over it. And again, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I have, you can fold it in half and find your center, but that looks pretty close. And what you want to do when we go over to the sewing machine is make sure that your stitch length is short, because you're going to want to tear those papers off later. And if you have a longer stitch length, then your stitches are either going to come out or the paper's not going to come off very well. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go and I'm going to sew on number 2 and number 3, and I'm going to go a little bit before and a little bit after, just so I know it's secure. So, okay, we've sewn those, and I'm going to take out my pins, and I'm just going to fold that over, and I'm going to use this seam roller rather than my iron for this part. You can use an iron. I have used it on these papers, even though it says don't. It was fine. You just don't use steam. So we just put those over like that. So next, okay, we're going to trim off back to our 1/4 inch. . And the other side. Make sure that those couple stitches there. Okay. Little trim. Easy peasy. Okay, so now we're going to do 4 and 5. So we'll grab our next little triangles. Face down. Eyeball it. Looks good. Little pin close to the center. Spin it around. Do the same thing. Okay. There we go. Now, more sewing on this side. Okay, we've got that one sewn. Press it over with your fingers. And use the roller. There we go. And now we're going to do the same thing. Make a crease all the way around. And one more. Whoops. Get it on the line. There we go. All right, so let's do 6 and 7. So we're going to take our little, add a quarter ruler, trim off, so we have a 1/4 inch. And might as well do the other side. Okay, so let's do this one. We have these ones, so going to go again. Line up your edges, your raw edges. Put a little pin in place, spin it around. Line up, pin, and again we're going to go and sew on this side. Here we go. 2 more sides. How easy just to sew straight on a line, huh? Just fold with your finger, give it a press, spin it around. So you can see how this is taking shape now. And look, you're not going to cut off your points, right? All right, so now we're going to go over and we're going to do another trim 1/4 inch away. Now if you just have a regular ruler, just put it on the 1/4 inch like that. So it's got your little 1/4 inch mark. Just mark it like that. It's same thing. This one just has an edge on it. Okay, we're going to turn that around. Trim it. And we're going to put our last 2 pieces on. Face down. Eye it. Pin. This side. Pin it down. And let's go sew those last 2 pieces. Here we go. Sewn. Take out the pins. Put it up. Do a press. There we go. Just to show you can actually iron on this, I'm going to just press. See, didn't hurt anything. So now it tells me here, trim on this line. And so do not trim on this line, because that's our 1/4 inch seam, right? We don't want to do that. So I'm going to take my ruler, oh, there it is. And I'm going to trim, actually, faster way or easier way, if you have a square ruler, then put it on the corner. And you can do 2 sides at once. Just make sure it's right on the line. Spin that around. And again. There we go. That is your hardest part right there. So now we're just going to take the papers off all the way around. It's pretty simple. Because I used a very small stitch length, I can get these papers off really easy. And then just kind of pull it. And pull and peel all the way around. And then that middle piece where you put the glue, see? No glue, no anything, is done. There's our middle piece. So next what we're going to do, I'm going to do the sides first. And what I'm going to do is put these two on. So let's just pin them in place. Should be exactly the size it needs to be. Okay. That one. I always like one in the middle. Spin it. And we're going to do the other side. Right sides together. That one. There, and one in the middle. So I'm going to sew 1/4 inch on other side. Okay, now we've sewn this, so we're going to press it open. So just bring our pressing mat over here and just kind of push it with your fingers a little. Iron down. Okay, just push it a little to hold it there. And just a nice press. Okay. Move that back. And now we're going to put the other sides on. So let's pin this down. Now I like to pin the ends first. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, this is just a little bit long, so I'm going to just roll with it. Normally I just work it in, but that looks about 1/8 of an inch. Oh, a little bit longer, so I'm working on a different sewing machine, and sometimes they just work a little differently, and I'm not quite used to it, so just gonna roll with it. Okay, pin this side. We'll just trim it up after. Okay, and one more. And 1/4 inch either side. That is now sewn. So let's get our pressing mat. Can set the seam. And we'll just go over. Whoops. Press it down. Spin that around and press. Okay, and this is the part I'm going to trim up. Okay, so line it up so it's straight. That looks good. Just take those little edges off. And there we go. There's that section. Now we're going to just do the other side with the pocket. So we'll set that aside. And these are our two pieces right here. One is for the bottom, and this one is the actual pocket. So what we're going to do, pressing that back, and I'm gonna fold it with wrong sides together, okay? And we're just gonna take it and we're gonna press it down, okay? And then I'm gonna take this to the sewing machine. I'm just gonna top stitch that. The side with the fold, not the raw edge, the folded side. And I'm gonna do that about 1/8 of an inch, or whatever that sewing machine will let me do. Okay, so that's done. So these pieces are gonna go together like that. So we're gonna take our piece. Now if you want to tack it on some way, if you want to just do a stitch down there to hold it, that's fine. But I'm just gonna, let me see, that goes like that. So put that on there so you can see it okay. And I'm gonna put this one. This one's gonna go on top. So this, it doesn't matter because it can go either side like that. And we're gonna add this guy on top. Okay, careful, and then we're going to pin it in place, and then we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam down this side. One in the middle. Okay. So let's sew that seam. Okay, that is sewn. So we're gonna just fold it over. It's a little bit of bulk on this side. So I want to make sure it's all going over. And we're gonna press that down. Okay, press it all down. Want to make sure on the back you can just hold it there for a second. Okay, so I'm going to square that up. See that? Okay, so that's our front. Okay, so when we sew it, like put the binding on it, that will be secure. So now I'm going to take, here's the backing. Now we're going to quilt this in a minute. Okay, so we got our batting and our backing. So we're going to center that up. Make sure everything is covered. And put a few pins here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to just stitch in the ditch for my quilting. Okay, we got a few pins in here just to hold things in place, and I'm just going to do it in the ditch just to have a little bit of quilting on here, and we'll continue on. Okay, here is the piece all quilted up, and holy cow. You think I'm a drunk driver on that little machine that I was working with. Holy, it was going all over the road. So this is the back. This is the quilted piece. This is the little pocket section for your knife and fork. And now I'm going to put on the binding. I swear I was not drinking any wine when I did this. But, so, I'm going to put this binding on and show you the finished piece. And here is our finished snack mat. It's all bound. And we got our knife and our fork in our little pocket. Super cute. Great for little ones. Great for just a cup of tea and a piece of cake. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Here at Drunkard's Path, we love to show you tutorials on all kinds of different things. Just like, subscribe, and hopefully share. And stay tuned for our next one. As always, thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you next time. As always, keep sewing, keep stitching.